Yo, yo, yo. What is good? What is up, my lovely, beautiful guys, gals, and non binary pals? It's amazing. It's an honor to be back in your ear, loving on your mind. I've had a question for a while that I didn't know how to quite answer, which is how do you choose yourself in a relationship? Let's talk about that. But first, let's start with 3 nice, deep, slow breaths. Just gonna do an inhale and then exhale. No holding, just breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Shout out to Ralph Smarts now, but breathing in the love, exhaling out the bullshit 3 times. You ready? You ready. Crack whatever bones you need to crack. Kind of already cracked my muscles, but shake off anything that needs to be released. Release that tension, because we're about to embark on a beautiful conversation. So let's get it. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale again. Exhale. Deep inhale. Exhale. Whew, man. Breaths of fire, breaths of love, breaths of passion on this podcast is so amazing. Every time that I breathe into this podcast, it's like life. Really. Okay. Now that we here, we present, we centered, I want to talk about something that for a while, like I said, I didn't really know how to answer this question. Like, how do you choose yourself in a relationship? It seemed very contradictory to me at first. I thought that kind of defeated the whole purpose of being in a relationship, because my ideas were, well, if you're in a relationship, how can you choose yourself? Don't you have to choose the other person? That's the reason why you're in a relationship, right? I never really understood that. I never grasped the concept of that idea when people would say to choose yourself, even in a relationship, until I learned why I had to choose myself. Until I learned the importance, the necessity, the impeccable need, may I have you, to choose yourself no matter what. Right? So, how did I discover this truth? Let's talk about that even more. I have been upon a journey, and I've been documenting this journey, which is the whole reason why I started this podcast season of dating and relationships, because I've really been opening up my heart in order to gain an awareness of what is it like to date, to really be in connection with another human from an aware standpoint, from an open-hearted standpoint, from a more conscious and evolved state of being, right? And so as I've been going up on this journey myself of like dating and seeing about this whole thing of relationships, what I found with the previous situation not call it a situation, but the connection that I was in, I found myself sacrificing a lot in order to please the other person, because my ideas of love at that time were, oh, well, if I really love someone, then I need to learn everything about them. What kind of things they like, what brings them joy, what makes them happy, just getting an overview and immersing myself into their experience of love, into their experience of the way life is for them, and just catering to them. And there was so much perspective in that. There was a lot of perspective in that, because I think a lot of us were taught in this manner that love means to sacrifice your needs. That when you're in a relationship, you have to put your wants aside in order for the benefit of the relationship. A lot of people, I believe, grew up with this perspective. I know it's not just me, that feel like you can't have all your needs met in a relationship. So I sacrificed so much more of myself, and I really should have, because I was going in with that perspective that when two people are coming together, you know, things won't always meet in the middle, and you have to give and you have to take and you have to sacrifice. But really, what I was training myself was that I had to abandon myself in order to receive the love that I really want. And that's not how it works. That's not how it works at all. Because now I'm seeing that when something is really meant for you, when someone truly loves you, when a relationship is truly healthy for you, it doesn't require you to sacrifice your wants and your needs in order for the benefit of the relationship. No, the relationship is a space for you to have those met, not in order for you to abandon that. No, I don't really, I really do not believe in that concept that you have to sacrifice yourself in order to maintain a relationship. No, I'm not buying into that narrative anymore, because what that taught me, with choosing myself, learning to do that taught me, was that there are win-win situations. And there is a space where compromise has to be had. Because what I was training myself on, those times when I wasn't choosing myself, when I was abandoning my needs, my wants, in order to cater to the other person, slowly giving up parts of myself that just faded away. I was teaching myself that abandonment was okay, that there was no safety in love. I didn't even feel safe. I was teaching myself that my fucking nervous system was all out of wax, and he was communicating that. And I just taught myself, man, it's sad to say, but that I didn't deserve respect, that I didn't deserve to be held, met, and heard for my needs. So I silenced myself in a lot of those moments when I really want to speak up. Shit. That's when it got to a point where I realized, like, I really needed to choose me, because I seen how I lost so much of me throughout that time of trying to have this love that really wasn't even what I wanted. Because at that point, how can I even have the love I want if I lost the love within myself? I lost so much respect of myself. I lost so much trust and regulation within myself, trying to get this love that really wasn't even meeting me where I really needed it to be. But I kept showing up anyway. I chose that. Grateful that I did, because now I can talk about it. Now I can reflect upon it, and I can be aware about it. So I can have this kind of conversation with you of like, hey, this is the point where I'm at, where I'm like, hey, no more. No mas, right? So when it got to that really breaking point of me realizing, hey, I cannot keep doing this. This cannot sustain. It's not going to sustain me. And I got to that point where I just realized how much I was pushing and forcing something that just wasn't going to work. And I took a step back and went no contact. That's when a lot of that reflecting started. That's when a lot of that grief kicked in, because not only was I mourning a connection, but I was mourning me. I was mourning that version of me that kept trying, that kept going, even though I didn't feel chosen. Meeting myself in those tender moments. Man, just thinking about it, I'm like, man. And it's a daily journey. Sometimes even moment to moment journey. When just trying to make sense of shit that doesn't even really make sense. Right? Because love isn't logical. And I just talked about that on my last episode. If you didn't check it out, what are you doing? Go listen to the last episode. It was really good. It was about being love led, but authentically centered. And that is also where I'm pulling up on the basis of this episode. Because when I learned where my truth was, and when I learned to stop hiding and placing the blame on everything, it really helped me to gain a perspective and awareness that caused me to erupt into the chaos, erupt into the wounds, erupt into my abandonment. It caused a rupture. It was like, I feel like heartbreak isn't like, reframing heartbreak to me is more like, that's the point I had my heart opened. My heart opened when I got my heart broken. Damn, that kind of sounds cliche, but really, it really opened for me because I was able to see all the things that I couldn't see while in the midst of it. Because sometimes we have those little blinders on, when we're in the midst of love and everything's so pretty and rosy. Then we take the glasses off and we're like, oh shit. What was I thinking? What was I doing? We can't see that with the rose tinted glasses on. We can't see that when we're in the midst of it. But when I was able to take that off and see myself in all those ways, times when I was busy, when I was doing something, but they're available, they want to talk to me now, and I'm thinking, I probably won't be able to talk to them any other time because when I'm available, they may not be available, so I'm sacrificing my time in order to meet them where they're at, but then they couldn't even meet me in the same way. Just so many times I gave up so much of myself in the name of love. In the fucking name of love. We're going to stop doing shit in the name of love. For love. Because we are love. I am love. You are love. Anything else is an addition to what we are. Let me repeat that. Anything else outside of us is only an addition to what we are. When I tapped into that, it started to make a whole lot of sense. It made a whole lot of sense because I realized I didn't set any standard, any order of operations within the connections that I had. They were additions to me, but they were mirrors into my self-abandonment, mirrors into my love, yes. But we also talked about in the episode before, love isn't always enough. Love needs structure. Love needs support. Love needs systems in order to maintain and sustain that, right? Because what's love got to do? got to do with it? What's love but a second-hand emotion? What's love got to do with it? God damn it. Love cannot sustain upon itself. If you don't have respect with the love, if you don't have compassion, consideration, awareness, love needs structure. It needs support. It cannot stand alone. It cannot. So yes, love is great. Love is good. But it isn't everything. Love is everything until it isn't. So, meeting myself at those wounds, meeting myself at that heartbreak, where was I led? Back to childhood. As everything is. When we really start to look at our wounds and integrate the lessons that they are telling us, most often than not, we're always redirected back to childhood. Everything starts from the womb. This is a woman's world. Man. And what my inner child, was telling me was I needed to make room. I needed to make space for me. Because I pushed me out. I was listening to everyone else. What they said. What they wanted. What they wanted to do. What they had. What about me? That's what my inner child kept saying. What about me? What about what I want? What about what I want to do? What about what I have? And I had to forgive myself. I had to really learn to forgive myself and say that, repeat that to myself. This is not just a one day thing that I'm saying, oh yeah, guys, I did this in one day and I'm all healed. Woo, 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 woo. No, fuck no. I'm still loving on my inner child. I'm still talking to myself. And I want to share that exercise with you guys after this tangent I'm going up on. But my inner child was saying to me, it was speaking to me, what about me? And I had to learn to reparent myself in those ways. Because so many times, not even through this situation, but it was a reflection of things that happened in the past where I didn't feel like a priority, where I felt like I had to be someone else, not be fully, totally, completely me, comfortably, in order to appease someone. I wasn't okay with not having someone else's approval of me for my freedom. But now I'm learning to be okay with that. Because fuck what you think. Fuck what they think. It's about me. So as I'm listening to my inner child and as I'm reparenting and meeting myself at those times and saying the things that I really need to hear. Mani, I hear you. I appreciate you for telling me that. I'm sorry I didn't listen to you. I apologize that I wasn't there for you, that I gave you up. I apologize. What can I do to make it better? Where does it hurt? And there's something also about asking yourself, your inner child, where does it hurt? Because I started to feel this pain in my chest, like, you really hurting, like that heart. Like, I physically felt the pain in my heart that I was experiencing when I asked myself, where does it hurt? I just felt this gaping wound in my chest, just slashing, just like a gaping hole. I'm not being dramatic, a little bit, but this this is what I felt. And I had to tend to that wound, to talk to my heart chakra, to repair those needs that weren't being met, to hear those wants that went unheard, that fell upon deaf ears, because I'm over there trying to please someone else instead of listening to myself. There's a lot of humility in that. Just being honest. Because it's not good, or it doesn't feel good. When you realize you abandoned yourself like that, when you realize you obstructed your trust in that way, when you gave up yourself in those manners, it isn't a good feeling to look back and say, damn, I did that. It doesn't feel good, but it's necessary to witness that, to be aware of that, because that's when I really started healing. Because then I went through like the stages of grief, right? Of being hurt. Then I was extremely angry. And at first I was projecting my anger onto that other person. Why did they do this to me? How could they? And then I realized, yes, I was a bit mad at them, but really I was mad at myself. I was really angry because of those ways that I caused harm into myself. The ways that I feel like I allowed them to diminish me. It stung. It stung. And I was angry for a minute. Sometimes the anger still comes up. But I sit with that. I feel that. I hear myself. I listen to my body. And I deploy these practices that I want to share with you because it's helped me a lot. Which is just having a meeting with the different versions of yourself. Right? So I just brought up the childhood version, which is so important. We all need to be doing that. Meeting our childhood selves, listening to what they are saying, having those conversations. Hey, little me. Call them by name. Little Monty. Whoever that you feel drawn to call your childhood self, recognize them. Say their name. Ask them how they're feeling. Ask them what parts of you is not being seen. Ask them to show you something that you need to recognize, that you need to hear, that you need to see, that you need to be aware of, that maybe you're not being aware of at the moment. That's an important exercise. But just as important as it is to listen to our childhood selves and meeting that with the present version of ourselves, realize we're in a multi-dimensional timeline. Time isn't even fucking real. So let me tell you something. I start deploying these different ages of myself, right? So like 8-year-old me, 13-year-old me, 16-year-old me, me now, 30-year-old me, 40-year-old me, 50-year-old me. I bring them into congregation. You can have a meeting with them. You can have dinner with them. Maybe not in public. People may think you're crazy, but aren't we all a little bit insane? But if you're in your house, right, and you have, a table, and you bring in all these different versions of yourself, and ask every single one of them, what what perspective do you have of this situation? What can I do? What do I need to hear? How would you handle this? And I ask those versions of me, how would 6-year-old version of me handle this? How would 13-year-old version of me handle this? How would me now? What am I thinking? What would 30-year-old me say? What would 40-year-old me is badass? I'm not even gonna lie. That's my guy right there. 50-year-old me, I'm still maintaining a relationship with them, because that's so much wisdom beyond ages, beyond times, right? Because the answers are always within. It's within. So you allowing yourself to tap into this congregation of the different versions of yous, it's so powerful. You're collapsing timelines into the now. And you're gaining deep introspection, deep wisdom all from within. Right? So when you open up your consciousness to these level of conversations within the different versions of yourself, I find that you will gain so much insight, so much clarity, so much perspective. It changes your whole logic. Your logical thinking isn't just of your present state of mind. You are now going beyond times in order to help your situation. Right? So when I was meeting those different versions of myself on healing from this chapter, on healing from this connection, I gained so much insight, not just from my childhood self, but from those other older versions of me that was saying, this too shall pass. Yes, you went through a humiliation ritual, but think about what humility gives us. The activation and the awareness that comes in from you being humiliated. Man, tapped into the ethers. Tapped into the ethers on a whole another level of awareness. Try that exercise. I would love to hear how that goes for you. I would love to hear what insight, what wisdom did you gain from those versions of you when you collapse those timelines like that. I would love to hear what happens. It's powerful. It's been really powerful for me. So yeah, I've sat with the feelings, with the pain, with the hurt, with the anger, with the grief, with the joy, with the peace, with the calmness, with the stillness, with the sadness, with the yeah. All the feels. Feeling all the feels. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful journey. So much insight. So much awareness. And to choosing myself now. So now I do feel like I have a very good understanding of what it means to choose myself. It means not abandon myself in hopes for something. No. No, 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 no. Because I believe in win-win situations. There are infinite possibilities, infinite solutions, in this infinite world of infinite love that I inhabit. There is a love that makes room and space for me to be fully, truthfully, presently, transparently me. And I don't have to abandon myself in order to receive that, because I am that. I'm choosing me right now. That's how I know it exists, because I make so much space for me to listen to what I actually want, to listen to what I actually want to do, to what I feel, to what I want to give. Not because I think that this other person expects it out of me, or like I have to give it. No, because I genuinely want to. I'm moving out of that need based system. No, because I have everything that I need. And I've given that. The first word that pops into my head was applause. I love that. I am giving that applause to myself. Amen. I'm giving that applause to myself, to congratulate myself and say, hey, I'm winning now. I don't have to lose. There's no love that's for me that will require me to lose myself, to lose my systems of health, of support, of structure, of regulation that I've built in order to maintain some love that's not for me. I don't need that. I have everything that I need. I am everything. Damn. Applause. Applaud yourself, god damn it. All right. There's a reason that just popped into my head. Amen. Thank you for that download. Applaud yourself for where you are right now in your journey. You are the destination. You already have arrived. And things are ending, so new things can begin. You have to clear out space in order to make room for what's to come. So clear it out. Clear it out your system. Clear it out your body. Clear it out your mind. Clear it out your heart. Clear it out your spirit. Clear it out. Go through the cleansing, the purification. You may be lit on fire, yes, but you're being activated for something new. So shout out to the level of activation that we are all activating within ourselves. I know with me going through this level of powerful, prayerful, embodying on this becoming of me, that it is lighting, igniting fires within each of us, every one of us. You right now are being activated into the highest, greatest, goodest, bestest version of yourself. And that's amazing. I applaud you. I think we're doing really good on our journey of becoming more self-aware, of becoming more conscious on how to create sustainable systems of love within every one of us, because we all need it. We all need love. And we all have it. We're giving that to ourselves now. We're choosing ourselves. We're not choosing to abandon ourselves. No. Let me repeat that. We are not choosing to abandon ourselves anymore in the name of love. We're not doing that. We're not believing in those programs, in those conditions that say, hey, in order for you to have and maintain an orderly structure, an orderly relationship, you need to lose yourself, and you need to love them so much that you don't even know who the fuck you are anymore. Nope. Hell no. We not doing that shit. Fuck that shit. Excuse the language, but hey, I'm just being real. I'm not subscribing to that program anymore. That contract is null and void. Sayonara. Deleted. Nah. Win-win situations over here. Love that chooses us. Love that makes space for me. Right? And you. Amen. That's the love that's had. That's the love that's here. That's the love we're receiving. So I just want to implant that into the consciousness today, to spark greater awareness, to spark greater ways of us to choose ourselves, of us to gain greater insights into our level of awareness, so that we're not just thinking from this present moment situation. I'm solution based. We are the solutions, because it's always us. That's the importance of choosing you. So choose yourself today in every way, every day. And that's not just had with a little spa day. That's not just had with the, oh, hey, looking in the mirror saying I love you. It's a repetitive choice. Just as you would choose someone else, just as you would commit to someone else, just as you would send them everyday morning messages and everyday text messages. Hey, I love you. How you doing, sweetheart? Woo, do, boo, boo, boo. It's doing that for ourselves too. Every day, every way possible. Asking yourself, hey, what do you want to eat? What do you want to do today? How are you feeling today? Really? Without the mask. Support yourself in those ways. This conversation needs to be had, because we all need to be free. We all deserve to be free in that love, and to free ourselves by choosing ourselves. Because choosing ourselves is making space for the love that truly chooses us in every way. Where we don't have to abandon parts of ourselves in order to fit into this mold of relationship that we think we need. Nah. Wholehearted love. Full-hearted love. Because we are whole. And that's the importance of choosing yourself. That's what I wanted to share today. I appreciate you for listening to me. And guess what? You have Ahmani's Infinite Love on Ahmani's Infinite Love. Yo, before you go, I want you to check out my Liquid Love book. It's my poetry book, a little over 60 pages of the evolution of love. Such a beautiful poetic art collection that I wrote from ages 15 to 22. It's about self-love. It's about heartbreak. It's about love in general, love from the divine. Love has poured into me so much, and this is why it's Ahmani's Infinite Love. It's liquid love. Everything comes down to love at the end of the day. This is not just my podcast. This is my purpose. So I appreciate you for listening, for also pouring into my purpose, and for pouring into you. You're pouring into your heart every time that you experience any of my gifts, any of my talents, any and all the ways that I choose to engage within the world, because it's all with love, from love. So infinite love to you, and I really do appreciate you for tuning into this podcast, tuning into this conversation, and for leveling up your level of awareness and consciousness, conscious awareness. Infinite love to you. Namaste. Be great.